Everybody, welcome back to the channel. I'm Lady Nika, in with the finale episode of Greenleaf, child. This was episode 13. What are you doing here? Okay. Now that episode started off with Bishop Daddy going down to the jailhouse to see old Uncle Creepy Mac. Okay. Now he get there and Uncle Creepy Mac is going to ask him, "You're not even gonna ask about my shoulder?" Now, I didn't understand what the hell he was talking about. Was he talking about the fact that he had gotten shot in his shoulder by the bishop? Or was he talking about all of the weight of the world? Because since he been in jail, we've been seeing him walk around with this Bible. Like, all of them do when they go to jail. They all of a sudden become overnight Christians and stuff. Well, after he had fixed his mouth to say that, he fixed his mouth to ask him the question of all questions. Will you be a character witness for me? I thought that was very insensitive of him, because I don't care what. I know he got something over Bishop's head and we don't quite know what that is, but you got the nerve to ask the man who daughter you molested for over 20 years, resulting in her death, to come and speak on your behalf as far as your character? Child, that man told him, he say, "I refuse to spit on my daughter to shine you up." And I was here for that. How you gonna ask that man to come and be a character witness for you when it's his family you basically have destroyed? Yeah, you a part of it, but you ain't directly a part of it. You raped this man's daughter for years. And then you've gone up in the church and you've taken programs that's supposed to be something good and positive that could help the parishioners, and you turn this into basically your way of holding leverage over other women or making them be quiet. You know what I'm saying? So how can you ask him something like that? I thought that was very, very bold of him. And Bishop basically told him to go straight to hell. And I was here for it. Now later on, we see Creepy Mac talking with this lawyer, and the lawyer is basically telling him, if you don't have a fighting chance if you don't have an excellent character witness. Now, you can either go to jail or you can spill tea, and I'm assuming that tea would be spilled on the back of Bishop Daddy. Okay. Now down to the church, Noah go to see Gigi in her office to let her know, "Child, your granddaddy is here. He is here again. Go on down there and get him in the conference room." She go in there, and Grandpa Henry, I do believe his name was, said to her, "You done locked up my boy, so I guess you gonna be the one to see about me." We see Gigi wind up going to where he's living at, and it's the slums, y'all. I mean, I can't stand to see, especially elderly people living in such squalor conditions, okay? It's nasty. It's a nasty environment. The man apparently appears to be sick. You got pill bottles everywhere, other kind of bottles everywhere, debris everywhere. I'm like, what you doing with the money Mac give you? I was confused, but he got sick while she was there, and that's when it started dawning on her how sickly this man truly is. Okay, now we see Jacob and Pastor Skank just rolling through the hood, ain't stopping to say what's up to nobody. And Skanks is taking him to the site of this new place the project that he want Jacob to oversee. Now, the project actually is located right across the street from the good old Calvary Church, and it's the property that Bishop Daddy had actually wanted, and he was talking to them folks from the mayor's office about getting it when they tried to they pushed him into doing that Boys in Blue event after the death of that little young guy. I can't remember his name because the episodes done went by. But y'all know what I'm talking about. Now, when he get there, Jacob like, "You want me to oversee Calvary?" He was like, "No, this spot right here." Jacob know that spot is the spot that his dad had been wanting to have for months. Pastor Skank tell him, this is the site of our new $40 million complex that we're going to build up. It's going to be called CCC, the Christian Community Center, and I want you to take over this here. Make this great, okay? He said, "I heard your dad had been wanted this property. He was down there talking to some folks down at City Hall, but they gave it to me for a deal. All I had to get it was a song." Seemed like they wanted to teach your dad some type of lesson. Now, if you all remember, after he did the Boys in Blue event, he pretty much put the representative from the mayor's office out, telling him that, you know, don't ever come back to my church again, and thus that kind of messed up his opportunity to have that spot that he wanted. Okay, so now they done gave it to Pastor Skanks and Triumph at a steal for a song, and Pastor Skanks is like, shit, for a song, if I can get what I want, I'll write you a song, is what he told Jacob. So, you know, it is what it is. Now, we see Kevin sitting outside the plantation, and he's strolling again. He's strolling. And I'm concerned because I'm thinking to myself, Kevin, if you want Charity to forgive you and to move on from this, then why would you be back there looking at these men on these, you know, on these apps again? Well, he goes to take her lunch because she not at the hospital, but she apparently is on bed rest. And he tells her, I have to do something. He said, I can't do this by myself. I'm not strong enough, so I'm going to need your support. And he gives her his phone. Now, when he first gave her that phone, I really thought that he was telling her to delete the app for, you know, for the men's site. He wasn't strong enough to put himself away from that. And I'm like, why would you do that to a woman that already almost probably ran the chance of miscarrying your kids because you done told her you like men's. But that wasn't it. He was actually looking at the site of this place called Fortitude for Families. And it's a place that helps people like him who share the same issues, okay? She told him going to that place ain't going to cure you. You still going to be who you are. And she right. Just like the brother Andrew Caldwell found out that gay ain't something. It's not like a light switch. You can't flip that shit on and off. If you gay, you gay. If you're not, you're not. So why are you trying to go to this place that supposedly gonna cure you when there is no cure, because you don't have a disease? That's just the way you feel. And you need to be okay with that, even though it's a messed up situation that you've gotten yourself in, considering your wife is pregnant. You got a wife, and then she's pregnant with twins. It's a bad situation, but why would you put yourself in that situation if you don't, you know, I know good and well he ain't just started having these feelings. Maybe he thought marrying her was going to somehow stifle that. I've heard stories of men doing a whole lot of stuff to suppress that feeling, but eventually you wind up acting on it. Just much like how the good brother Sister McClurkin doing right now, trying to fool us. You're not fooling us, because you're going to eventually act on that again. Now, I'm not a gay person, but I am a gay rights activist at times, and I don't see nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying? God, he love the gays too, baby. He love the gays too. You just need to reconcile in your heart what you truly feel, and that way it could at least. Now, I don't see you and Charity working out, because Charity not really what you want. You may love her, but deep down inside, you're gonna have that yearning to be with me, and you're gonna be in that phone again. So just end that with her. Try to end it as best you possibly can and move on with your life and live in your truth. Living in a lie ain't gonna never work, child. You'll never find peace living in a lie. And I know that firsthand. I tried to live lies before, and it never works. When you live your truth, you be more at peace than you ever been. I am more at peace today than I have been in many, many years, because I live in my truth, okay? I tell it how it is, and it is what it is. You either take me as I am, or don't take nothing at all, honey. Go on about your damn business. But she hear what he's saying. She ain't really here for it, but she told him that she'll give him that support. She'll read up on it. Now, let's go to the Women's Day event, and it was a nice turnout. All the sisters look so nice in their big old hats and stuff. And she get up there to talk, Lady Mae does, about the virtuous woman. And baby, what she was basically doing was auditioning for Deacon Syke now to be willing to allow her to take the pulpit, opposed to Gigi. But everybody know Gigi got the gift. Lady Mae really don't, and her husband even told her that. She get up there, baby, she get to talking about how wonderful women are, and how we are more than what we appear, and how God has ordained the woman to be this, that, and the other. And I was feeling her. I was all up in my feelings. I said, yes, God, honey, woman power. Talk about it. You know, we know our roles as women in this world is far greater than what people give us credit for. But she was speaking some real truth in that moment, and I was here for it. Hell, it even woke up that dead ass Corrine. Y'all know Corrine is the secretary to the pastor or the bishop, and we never see her with anything but an attitude, headphones, and a magazine. But Corrine stood up and she was spilling that word that the good Lady Mae was giving to the people. Even the people began to stand up. But see, this is how you gotta be careful. When you set out to do something to hurt somebody, you might wind up helping them, okay? You up here giving this word, and everybody feeling your word, but they not feeling your word for you to get the position you want. They feeling your word thinking you talking about your daughter, and they stand up. Give her a standing ovation, and everybody looking at Gigi, because everybody know that if Calvary is going to get anywhere near what it used to be, it's going to be Gigi that help. Right now, Bishop can't save him like he normally do, because he has been tarnished by the Boys in Blue event. He done been tarnished by the controversy of shooting Mac in the actual church and all of that. So it's a lot of controversy surrounding your daddy. If your church and your family is to ever get back to the status that they once was at, you best to put this girl up on that pulpit and let her do what God has ordained her to do. But see, you can't do that because your pride won't let you admit what you know to be the truth. Your daughter's the truth when it comes to that word. And they say people, the audience will speak. The audience spoke, and the audience stood up, gave her a standing ovation for what she was saying, and looking at Gigi as the future of Calvary. You set out to bring her down to make them think that you were the future of the church, but in actuality, it turned out that the very thing you didn't want to happen has not come to pass. And how you feel about it now, honey? Girl, you should have just disappeared after this episode, after that damn scene, but you didn't. I'm going to talk about your ass again. Okay. Noah brings Isabella some flowers after the event, and she looked really good. In fact, she looked like how she should have looked when at the beginning of this series, I'll tell you the truth. Now, you knew that his sweetheart from 20 years ago had popped up on the scene. You show up down at the barbecue place looking like, well, less than, okay? But now you realize the baby, never underestimate your opponent. Now you up in here looking like you off the cover of Vogue, and he feeling it, and you also now feel like you got to step your pussy up because you didn't offer him the pussy. Now it was just the head until y'all got married, but now you done told him I got a room, and you know he ain't nothing but a man. He gonna want it. He take you back to the room, and he had you all up against that dresser or killing you down. And I'm like, no, you need to make a decision too. Are you gonna go ahead on and have this life with this woman, or are you gonna go ahead on and be with Gigi? Was Gigi just a fling from the past? You had to go back and taste her sweet waters before you're able to move forward with your life with her. A decision needs to be made right there. But I see you, Noah. I see you, and that's not making me like you any at all. Now, Gigi's sitting outside chilling after the events, and Bishop come out. He basically laughing and stuff at her. She don't find none of that funny. He tell her, he said, I heard what happened. He laughing. She said, Mama sent you out here, didn't he? He admits that she did, but he broke it down to her. He said, look, let me tell you something. You and I have the same gift, and that's the gift of preaching. He said, you need to decide what you're going to do. Are you going to accept the gift and take up the cross and carry it, walk with it, or are you going to continue on to try to fight against what you and I both know that you're called to do? Then his hand started shaking. She noticed it, and he finally comes clean to her that, look, your mama been telling me to tell y'all for a while. I ain't been wanting to, but I'm going to go ahead on and I'm going to share this with you. I have Parkinson's disease. He say, now, I don't know how long I'm going to be able to preach. So I need to know what you plan on doing. You know, are you going to go ahead on and do what you supposed to do? She tried to throw Jacob in there. But he said, this is your cross to bear. And then he toppled it with, this might even bring you and your mama closer together. Now, I know no girl wants to, especially a girl child, she wants a relationship with her mama. She wants a relationship with her mama. She wants to love her mama and have her mother love her back. So, Now he done played her on her heartstrings by saying, A, he sick and he ain't got but so long before he gonna have to step down. So that's putting the pressure on her to say yes to being the pastor at this church. And he toppled it off with saying it might help you in your mama's situation, knowing that that's probably a spot in her life that she don't really want to talk about, but she wished that things were better for her. So I was like, oh, he is so slick with it. Now, next we see Gigi go over to Mavis' house, and she going over there to tell her that her daddy, Grandpa Henry, is dying. Mavis looked up unfazed and so that's why the bastard calling me. Gigi want her to go see her dad, but Mavis said that chapter of her life been over. She said she gonna decline. She said, but let me tell you something. She said back in the day, your daddy was pretty much like he is right now. He wanted to live the full, pure life of God, okay? And he did it back then without motive, without trying to get money or nothing. He just wanted to live the pure life of God. She said, that's why I want you to leave. She said, I don't want you to become what he is now, okay? Gigi tell her, well, I don't know, what I'm going to really do about that situation, but your dad is now in hospice care and he will die soon, okay? Carissa goes to Jacob talking about, do you think that there'll be a school in this CCC building that they want you to, be over at the Triumph Church? Now, she not saying that because she truly want to work with her husband every day. She's saying that because we all know that Alexa is working down at the Triumph Church, okay? We already know that that's where she want to work at. I mean, she already working there. And Carissa, in my opinion, is trying to stay up under her husband to make sure that he don't cheat. Girl, you can't watch a man 24 hours a day. Either he committed or he not committed. You gonna have to trust him if you're gonna stay with him. And if you don't trust him, then maybe it's time for you to think about alternatives elsewhere. Because you can't watch him 24/7. And he basically saw that was her issue, why she wanted to be a part of, coming over there. And he told her she ain't got nothing to worry about. I can understand why she don't believe that she don't have nothing to worry about. Now, Jacob goes over to the Calvary because it's the Sunday that Gigi is going to preach. And he got to see it for himself. Plus, he want to support her. Now, he catch Bishop Daddy right before services begin and tell him about the project that Pastor Skanks has for him to work and build up this community outreach center, whatever it's going to be. He said, Daddy's right across the street, but I don't think I want to do that because he know his daddy wanted that property. Bishop Daddy said, you better go on and do it. Nonsense, go ahead, do it, Jacob. And he like, you ain't going to be mad? He said, no, I ain't going to be mad about it. He said, it's all part of the plan, son. Now, Jacob confused and like, what are you talking about? He said, do you honestly think that I turned over my only son to that man without a plan? He told Jacob, let him build it. And we going to march around it 7 times. And it's going to come crumbling down. Now, for those of you who don't read the Bible, 7 is a sign of completion. Okay? That's what they mean. So, Jacob confused as to who plan it is still. And Bishop Daddy says the Lord's plan. Jacob, you are now a pawn. You have been a pawn the whole time for your father, child. That's what he ain't telling you. Now, inside the sanctuary, we got Miss Charity that ain't on bed rest like she's supposed to, singing her heart out. Bishop Daddy and Aunt Lady Mae is trying to figure out why she here. Who told her to come? She supposed to be at home bed resting. Neither one of them can figure out why she there, so they let her do her thing. But it seemed like it was good that she was there because it looked like she was singing straight to Kevin. They kind of connected as she was singing. Okay, so we don't know how that's gonna end. After that, Gigi takes the pulpit and she started giving praises to her mom, Lady Mae, for that sermon that she gave at that Women's Day event, how she brought the house down. She said, I ain't even going to try to top that. But we're going to talk today from the book of Romans, 3rd chapter 23. If you will, turn with me if you have your Bibles. That was the word. She said, but before then, let's be real here. She said, we got family locked up for messing with kids, and that effect of that is real. It's real on my family, and the effect of that is real on this church. She said, I want to take a moment of silence for all those involved and to all those that had to endure in silence. We want to take a moment of silence because afterwards we won't be silent no more. She said, are you ready for a new cavalry? She said, if you or someone you know is being victimized by any form of sexual abuse, it's incumbent of you to speak out. We need to break these generational curses that hold us down as a people and as a church, okay? And that's true, especially in my community and the people I can speak on. Can't speak on other races. I can only speak on what I know about, and I know about the black community. Many times we sweep things under the rug. You see people be together for 30, 40, 50 years, and that man done been doing all kinds of stuff. He done touched the children, the cousins, and everybody else, and no one ever says anything. And I'm a firm believer that nothing covered up will ever heal. If you got a wound, if you don't let that wound breathe, it's going to stay a wound. It'll never heal up back to that old flesh again. Everything has to have the scab pulled off of it from time to time in order for it to heal up right. That's in your life too. You'll never heal if you keep covering it up. Now, we see my favorite scene of the night was Lady Mae and Mavis. Mavis said, you must be lost. She said, no, I came in. I know exactly where I'm at, although I must admit the place is a much smaller place than what I had thought. Now, see, that's why you got read down to the ground for coming up in there. You started off trying to be shady. She told her, I'm here to confront you about the role you played in the demise of my family. Mavis told her, hold up, bitch. You got me messed up. She said, you're not about to turn that mess around on me. She said, Mae, this is your fault. Your daughter told you 20 years ago, and Mae tried to deny, saying that she didn't know. She said, yes, you did. She said, you ain't no different from no other woman who has a brother, uncle, cousin, or somebody that's out there doing something, and you cover it up because you don't want to see it and you don't want nobody to know about it. She said, how dare you come up in here and think you're going to try to get in my face about it. Who you need to blame is yourself. Lady Mae told her, say, you don't know nothing about motherhood. You never bore a child, nor do you know what it's like to care for a child. She said, I may not know all of it, but I know not to cover up some stuff that my child tell me. Now, you need to take care of what you supposed to took care of. Get out of my face with that bull and hit that door while you're doing that. And that's what she had to do. She cracked her face. She had to pick it up and walk out the door. Now let's go over to Grandpa Henry's house, because back when he was sick in that doggone slumber that he was living in, Gigi made a call to Kevin. Kevin is the person to call if you need some outreach help, okay? He gets you hooked up with so many people and get you where you need to be. So now we got Grandpa Henry in a nursing home being seen about, and he says to Gigi that before he dies, he'd like to see his girls one more time, okay? I said, Lord, they ain't gonna come see you. And she told him that. She said, I don't know if that really gonna come to fruition for you. He didn't seem like he was too surprised. He said, hell, Mac don't even care about him either. And Gigi was taken aback by that, because she said, well, he did give you money all the time. He said, child, that's hush money. Come here, you really want to know the real tea? He said, do you remember First Baptist when you was very little? And she said, yeah, I kind of remember it vaguely. He said, well, do you remember the fight and the caretaker? He said, that wasn't no act of God. So that was sort of a cliffhanger that we still have out there, because is he saying that Mac and Bishop set this old church on fire for insurance money? And if that is the case, is he saying that Mac is holding it over the bishop head, that the caretaker was in there? I don't know. Y'all can get down in the panic section and tell me what you think, because that kind of confused me. Now, I'm going to give you the last scene of the night, which was the day that Sophia has to leave. Here come Ray. He taking her off. It's sad. It was very, very sad to see her leave. Say she'll be back in September. Her and her mama staring at each other as they driving off. Instead of Lady Mae letting that just, you know, leave a woman alone, let her deal with. She got to process the fact her daughter has to go with this man, and she really didn't want to be separated from her daughter. Plus, her daughter didn't really want to go. Instead of her just leaving that alone, she comes over there and talking about how you feel now is how I feel every day. How Lady Mae? Are you saying that you feel that way every day since your daughter died? Or are you saying that you felt that way every day that when Gigi left and you just not? What are you saying, Mama? Because I don't get it. But anyway, she say that and she walks off. Now, moments later, here comes a police car. Baby, they bent the corner like they was coming to get the, you know, like they was coming to get Tony Montana or something like that. But no. Guess who jumped out the back seat? In a nice suit. Uncle Creepy Mac. Now, in the book of my mind, Uncle Creepy Mac done spilled tea. He done rat out the bishop. He walked up the stairs leading to the home. First lady standing there, he gives her a peck on the cheek and he go inside. Bishop Daddy done seen all of this here play out because he was in the window the whole time. And that's what a show cut off for the season is. I would just like to say this was excellent. Now, I know that a lot of people watched it because they like church mess. I watched it because it opened up the conversation for people who may be going through this in their own personal life. And it also gave us a glimpse into what goes on behind the scenes at some of these mega churches, okay? I'm not saying all of them because I don't know them people like that and I would never slander anybody. But I'm going to tell you, this art imitates life. This is happening in somebody's household right now. This is going on inside somebody's church behind the scenes right now. And I think that this was a good idea for Oprah, you know, to bring this to the forefront like this. I enjoy the 13th episode that comprised season 1. And I will be back down here whenever it come back on, be it this year or next year. If the Lord gave me strength in my body and I'm still doing videos, I will definitely come in and do season 2. It would be my honor because I really, really did enjoy this show. It left me with a lot of questions and I'm hoping that she clear up for us when it comes back, and I'm sure she will, because Oprah's a perfectionist and she not gonna leave no stone unturned. So in the meantime, in between time, please like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys back Tuesday night for Love and Hip Hop Hollywood. I know it come on Monday, but you're gonna get the review from me until Tuesday. So have a great holiday weekend, and I plan on trying to do the same, child. I ain't cooking shit, but I'm gonna be doing the same. Peace out.